The story begins with our main characters, Katherine and her colleague Ben. This duo has long been debunking religious miracles. Their latest case brings them to a monastery. At the monastery, people are falling ill and losing their minds, and the tomb of a local priest, buried 40 years ago, has mysteriously opened. Inside, they find his body completely untouched by decay. Near the tomb, Katherine notices a crack and, along with Ben, descends into the sewer system. There, they find a liquid resembling blood seeping from manholes in the ceiling. Climbing through one, they uncover a stash of toxic waste. It turns out that an earthquake caused these fumes to leak into the monastery's sewers, preserving the priest's body while making people sick and hallucinate. Later, Katherine shares this case with her students at Louisiana State University. After her lecture, she gets a call from Father Costigan, a familiar priest. He tells her that overnight, strange burn marks appeared on her face in all the photos he has from their joint trip to Africa. When pieced together, the photos form a sickle shape. But Katherine, unwilling to entertain talk of religious signs or revisit that trip, hangs up. Soon after, a math teacher named Doug from the town of Haven reaches out, referred to her after their river turned blood red 3 days ago. Doug explains that the locals believe this marks the start of the 10 Egyptian plagues from the Old Testament, and they blame a young girl named Loren McConnell. On the day the river turned red, Loren found her older brother's body in it. The townsfolk are convinced she killed him, triggering the terrifying prophecy described in the Book of Exodus. Katherine and Ben head to Haven, where they're met by a friendly pregnant woman named Isabel. She escorts them to a church where the town council is gathered. There, they meet Doug and the town's mayor, Bucks. Together with the mayor, they visit the river and confirm its blood-red color. A quick chemical analysis of the water yields troubling results. Katherine, Ben, and Doug set out to find the source of the contamination. Their search leads Katherine into the woods, where she suddenly spots a young girl. She chases her but loses sight, and Doug finds Katherine explaining that it was Loren who lives in isolation with her mother, Mandy. Doug tells Katherine that Loren is the illegitimate daughter of a visiting priest who once passed through town. He shows her the ruins of a church and a crypt, remnants of Haven before it was devastated by storms. At that moment, frogs start falling from the sky onto Ben, signaling the second Egyptian plague. Katherine quickly explains this away, noting the river's pH levels are dangerously high. She also shares her theory about the red water with Doug as they head to his massive inherited home, where he offers Katherine and Ben separate rooms. That evening, as Doug prepares fish for his guests, the third Egyptian plague arrives, a swarm of gnats. Soon after, a local farmer named Jim calls, reporting strange behavior in his livestock. The trio heads to the farm, where an escaped rabid bull attacks their car. Jim's gunshot saves them from the bull. He explains that his entire herd has suddenly fallen ill and is dying, hinting at another Egyptian plague, the death of livestock. Ben, a devout believer, argues that so many events aligning with the Book of Exodus can't be mere coincidence. Katherine, the atheist, offers scientific explanations for each of the 10 Egyptian plagues described in the Old Testament. The locals, however, are convinced these are the plagues and that they're tied to the McConnell family, rumored to perform sacrificial rituals in their home. That night, Katherine spots a light near the house. She follows it to a cemetery where Doug is speaking to his wife's grave, who died of cancer. He offers her local wine. Katherine opens up, revealing she was once a Christian, ordained with a husband and daughter, but during a mission trip to Sudan, a drought led locals to blame the white visitors. A shaman killed her family as a sacrifice, and since then, Katherine has rejected faith in God. That night, Katherine dreams of an intimate moment with Doug. Later, in another dream, she's back in Africa, reliving her husband and daughter's deaths at the shaman's hands. Waking in the night, she goes to the kitchen and notices blood and sand on her feet. The next morning, Katherine visits the McConnell house and finds a hidden room marked with the sickle symbol Father Costigan mentioned. She catches Loren there, silent, with bloody footprints. As Katherine tries to wipe them away, she sees flashes of Loren's brother's death and the girl standing in the river. Mandy, Loren's terrified mother, appears. asking if Katherine is trying to harm her daughter. When questioned about her son's death, Mandy says she couldn't save him in time. Meanwhile, Ben and Doug attend a town meeting where they notice all the local children have lice. The townsfolk, pointing to another plague, are certain the McConnells are to blame, accusing them of horrific rituals. The men meet Katherine at the morgue to examine Loren's brother's body. They see the body looks mummified, as if it's been dead for over a year, with a sickle symbol carved into its lower back. Soon, test results confirm the river is filled with human blood. Meanwhile, the locals head to the McConnell house to confront Loren. Desperate, Katherine calls Father Costigan, who is expecting her. He's been studying the sickle symbol and learned it belongs to an ancient cult that marks firstborns to spare them, sacrificing secondborn children at puberty until a child in Satan's image is born. Loren. The plagues, he says, are Satan's work to protect her, not God's. Costigan believes Katherine, once ordained, is the angel destined to stop the cult. Then, his church catches fire and he dies. Meanwhile, Ben and Doug arrive at the town meeting. They see boils and sores on the devout townsfolk, marking another plague. The rest of the residents head to the McConnell house, but Katherine gets there first. She enters a room with the sickle symbol and finds Loren in a cage, next to a site used for ritual sacrifices. Mandy, hiding there, tells Katherine she failed and then shoots herself. As the armed townsfolk arrive with Ben and Doug, another plague hits. A swarm of locusts. One resident aims to shoot Loren, but she directs the swarm at the intruders. Katherine rushes into the house. Doug hides in the blood-red river, and Ben takes shelter in the church ruins crypt. The locusts disappear. Ben explores the crypt, finding bones of the cult's second-born children, and informs Katherine. Then he sees Loren at the door. Katherine reaches the crypt and finds Ben dead. Doug arrives, but Katherine tells him to stay, as she, armed with a knife, goes to stop Loren. As they face each other, the ninth plague, Egyptian darkness, falls. Katherine hesitates to strike, unsure of Loren's guilt. Loren touches Katherine, showing her a vision. The cult tried to sacrifice Loren in their basement, but she escaped to the river. Her brother attacked her, but his wound healed instantly. He turned to stone, and the river filled with blood. Why? Because Loren is the angel of prophecy, capable of destroying the cult. The cult, it turns out, controls all of Haven, populated only by firstborns like Doug, who killed Ben in the crypt and leads the cult. His family blamed God for the storm that destroyed Old Haven, turning the town to Satan worship. Doug lured Katherine, an ordained skeptic, to kill Loren, the angel. Katherine refuses, and the final plague, death of the firstborn, all of Haven's residents, unleashes a fiery rain from the sky. Doug tries to take Katherine with him, but the fire spares her, and she survives. Katherine leaves town with Loren. In the car, Loren says she senses a boy in Katherine's womb. That night at the cemetery, Doug drugged her with wine and assaulted her, leaving her pregnant. This boy, a second-born child of a cult member, is the prophesied child with Satan's eyes. That's where The Reaping ends. I absolutely loved this movie. It masterfully balances mysticism and science, keeping you on edge until the very last minute. The plot is packed with unexpected twists, especially that final reveal about Katherine's pregnancy, leaving plenty to ponder. The eerie atmosphere of Haven, steeped in secrets and religious fanaticism, creates a chilling vibe. And the performances, especially Hilary Swank as Katherine, add real depth to the characters. If you love thrillers with supernatural elements and mysteries that make you think, this film is a must-see. Thanks for watching this video to the end. Drop a like if you enjoyed The Reaping as much as I did, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.